Good morning and welcome to our program, please. If you are hearing me, please, and I see you wave your hand or say something, unmute your mic and say something if you can hear me. Good morning. If you can hear me, please unmute your mic and say something.
Good morning.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Ayodele.
Good morning, Mr. Desmond.
All right. Is that all we have for now? If you can still hear me, if there's another person who can help me, please. Can hear me, unmute your mic and say something. I just want to have like 2 or 3 persons before we move on who can hear me. Hello, good morning. If you can hear me, can you please say something? So unmute your mic, Miss Arewanimi Olawale. If you can hear me, please unmute your mic and say something. Let me know. I just need 2 or 3 persons before I move on. Okay.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. All right. I think we are getting better. Please, can you all hear me clearly by fire on? Because we have limited time. Though this program training is going to be in 2 sections actually. Like we will have the practical class later. Then we will definitely start the practical class now. But we are going to start from the theoretical part, which will be the brief introduction about the template we're about to use and all of it before we shoot on. So please, if you can hear me, can we just fire on now?
Yes, we can.
We can hear you.
All right. Thank you. So welcome to learn how to build websites without coding. Can you all see the screen? I shared my screen. I hope you can see it.
Yes.
All right. All right, thank you. Brief story about the training code. It's actually about bringing into live website where you can build your own website. I'm sure a lot of us know what a website is, so I don't need to bug you with telling you a story about how a website comes to be. Yes, it is just a place where you can easily access through the internet to get data, to get files and all of that. Then this training, I'm supposed to be co-hosting with one of my colleagues who based in Canada, but because of the time frame, they will be deep in their own night there now. So she might need to join us later at the course of the program, but if she can't, then we will still be hosting another one for those in Canada later in the evening today by 5 p.m. So if you want to be part of that, if you want to hear from her too, you can join me. Now, this program is actually hosted by a company in in Canada, Zippet Media. So we are co-hosting it together. So brief history about me. My humble self, my name is Matthew Desmond. I happen to be a Better by Far graduate, and 2012 to 2016, my journey in ICT, I actually be a self-taught kind of person because I learned a lot from online. At a point, I just thought, okay, industrial chemistry is a very good course. I won't say no to that, but then that's not my passion. So I decided to switch career, which I found myself using Google and YouTube as my friend. Whereas as well, I studied some courses online. I have some certifications to myself that have actually enabled me. These days, we don't sit with tech persons. Okay, let me say the tech persons. Let me not call myself we yet, but you should understand what I mean. So we learn, when we learn and we have this leverage, we could work with 2, 3, 4 companies at a go. So that makes it easier for me to be able to shovel via freelancers, working with some organizations within and outside the shore of Nigeria. So it has actually given me leverage. So what are the things I learned? I actually learned digital marketing, HTML and CSS, JavaScript, which is actually the three main organs of building a website. Any website you see, it must be comprised of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I don't want to bog us into that because that is not the actual part where we'll be looking at today. As well as React and Redux certifications, SQL, Figma, which is used for UI, UX design, and a lot of that, which I as well did responsive web design, which is the basis of what I was able to learn that we're going to be talking about today. Well, to ascertain my claim, you can check me out on LinkedIn. I have a LinkedIn page. Across our website, when you just check any website, could be at facebook.com/osmodes. Once you put that there, that will be me to be popping up. I have my details across so many social media websites, but then you can easily locate me on LinkedIn. Are you all with me? Can you help me, please? Let it not be like I'm talking to myself. So then I've been around the business of web design for a while. At least I have more than 25 websites that I've built, which I would have loved to be showing us, but because of the time, I don't want to bog us. But then if time permits me, I will open one or two of the websites for us. So some of them, I wrote them via code because I could design using coding. And as well, I can decide to just use the drag and drop, which is what we'll be talking about today. So, excuse me, let me admit this person. So I found out that people, the reason why we decided to do this training today is because we find out that so many people want to own a website. Everybody wants to own a website, especially those who sell online, those who have one or two businesses that they are doing. They want to own a website, they want to run the show, but they don't know how to go about it themselves. So some people even try to explain how they would have want their website to be. To I've encountered it a lot, so that is why I'm able to speak from my own perspective. Some people want to design a website, they want it to look in one unique way, but because they are not the one designing it themselves and they can't do anything about it, so they will either as well try to explain to the designer, but because they couldn't communicate, so they feel like, this guy knows how to design, the guy no understand what they talk. So at the end of the day, they will have issues. They will not be able to communicate. And then the website, the one they have, the one the person gives to them is what they will eventually settle with. So why should you learn this web designing actually? It is an opportunity for you to design the website for yourself. Apart from that, of course, the reason why we work these days is to make money. Forget the fact that I like what I'm doing. Yes, everybody would like what they're doing when it's bringing in money. So if you learn this, you'll be able to design a website for yourself and as well design website for people. I will show you some freelance doing websites where you could learn from, like WorkUp, like Fiverr, like a lot of them out there that will easily walk you through, but that is not the basis yet, not until you are baked. Now, we don't only, yes, it's true that we'll be teaching this today, which is web designing without coding. But then we are under our belt, we have UI, UX design, we teach that, we train that, email marketing as well. You might not understand what UI, UX design is, so let me just try and brush through that one. That is called user interface and user experience. User interface is when you see a website, the way you react to a website, or you see that beautiful blue color, you can click on A and it will go to B. So there are some persons who are specializes in designing the flow of a website first before giving it to the developers. They are called UI, UX design. It is something that is booming in the industry now. People are making money via it, of course. That is why everybody wants to dive into it. But I say that so many people these days, they are half-baked. They only know how to dazzle around it, but they've not been able to dig deep. But if you want us to teach you the modus operandi, we do that, do it too as well. It will be part of our lessons and it will be part of our master class. So we have email marketing, we train that, we teach web auditing, whereas you can query a website and tell what is wrong or good with the website. Then we do social media marketing, like you have a Facebook page, you have an Instagram page where you sell things, but you want to make money via it, you want to sell your product, but you don't know how to do it, we can teach you how to set it up as well. So not to rush. I don't know if you have any question at this moment, you can just let me know, you can signify, but I'm not sure if there should be more questions. But if we are about to dive into the main topic now, the main reason, the main training for the day. But then, if you have any question that's probably during the course of this training, if you can write it down, and as well, you can just signify, you raise your hands, then I'll observe you, then we'll see to it. Are we good? Are we all there?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes,
Thank you. All right, thank you. So we're diving to the main topic of today, which is learn how to build a website without coding. You would have heard that, oh, if you want to be a web developer, I want to design a website, you must, some people even say it's a must that you must learn coding. Well, I won't say no. It is a must if you don't know, but it is not a must if you know. How do I mean? I would have loved to demonstrate something, because before you could be able to design, okay, maybe I should stop this screen and show you something. If you want to call a color code using HTML or using a CSS, you have to write some blocks of code, like calling the background color, calling the code and all of that. But when it comes to a drag and drop way of building website, all you just need to do is, when you need white, you type white, you have it. When you need blue, you type blue, you have it. When you need red, you type red, you have it. That does not mean that there are no HEX codes. But even with the HEX codes, you can easily walk yourself down to the Google color picker and pick the HEX code in case you need a color blending that you don't know the name. You can as well pick and drop. So one of it is easier, while the other is complex. Complex is the sense that if you want to write the block of codes, you know how you need to, the number of months you need to spend learning HTML before you graduate to CSS, and then before you dive into your JavaScript. But with drag and drop websites, you within less than 3 months or 6 weeks, you are done. You are a professional web developer if you are interested, and you build a responsive websites that are looking good and flowing. Now I said, why will I learn? Why will I want to learn? At the end of this training, you should be able to design a responsive landing page. We'll be designing this responsive landing page together today. So you should be able to design a responsive landing page with a form and social media link attached. This landing page could be for events, it could be for sales, it could be for news, it could be for meeting. With further practice and guide from us, you'll be able to create a portfolio website or a web application website. Okay, let me run you through, because there are different types of website, but now that I've mentioned the portfolio website, I want to run you through what a portfolio website is. A portfolio website is a website where, like myself, if I want to talk about me, okay, like I want to write about my story, myself, who I am. That is what a portfolio website is, where you will see about me, you will see my name, you will see blah, 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 this and that. But when you talk about a web application website, if you go to Junior, you want to buy a product, you don't necessarily see the profile. You don't go about Junior and looking for profile. But when you get there, when we say web application, is a website where you click and it does a certain task for you. Like you want to buy an item, you click on it, it will tell you to input the amount, the number of items you want to buy, and then it will tell you the amount you need to pay. You make payment and you receive your item. It will tell you when those things will be delivered to you. Those are called web application website, in the sense that they perform a specific task. But a portfolio website will not perform tasks, The only task that might be legible is probably you see the person's contact, or once you click on it, you have a form to click where you submit the form and the person will collect your data at the back end and get back to you. But that is the best you can get from a portfolio website. If portfolio website does not perform tasks, so that is the difference between, though the task they perform is showing profile, but in a web application website, there are some tasks that have been scheduled for them to perform. So that is the difference between portfolio website and web application website. Are you with me, please?
Yes.
All right. Now, I said, why learning web design without coding? Why should you learn web design without coding? The basic reason why you should learn it is because the first of it is, the first of it is easier. Of course, there is nothing that is easy, but it is easier. It is not completely easy, but at least it's easier than the coding one, when you have to write blocks of codes. It is faster. Of course, everybody wants to save time. If your client gives you a job, you need to save the time. It is relatable in the sense that once you are doing it, you are seeing what you are doing. No coding skill is required. You don't need to spend a whole year learning how to use JavaScript. I can use JavaScript fine, but not everybody should use JavaScript just because you need to design a website for yourself or for a business, or depends on the kind of website you want to do before you should start learning JavaScript. Then I said everyone can do it. Of course, the moment you can use your website, you can pick a picture from your desktop and drop it in a folder, because it's a drag and drop. So provided you can pick a picture from your website, from your desktop, and place it in a folder, then you are good to go. I said you will make money doing it. Of course, it is not enough for you to just be having fun doing something. You need to make money, because the data you are going to be using is money. I will not lie to you. So when you spend money, you need to make money. Now let's go to the introduction. The keywords you might be hearing me talking about today, you'll be hearing words like domain, you'll be hearing words like hosting, you'll be hearing words like WordPress, you'll be hearing words like plugin, and then you'll be hearing Elementor plugin. Elementor is actually a plugin. We have a domain. Now, I've taken my time to rush through each and every one of them here. I said web hosting and domain name. I put the two together because they go pari passu. Like once you see web hosting, you must as well see domain, because if you don't have a domain, there is nothing you are hosting. Now, let's say web hosting is the place where all files of your website lives. It is like the home of your website where it actually lives, e.g. a WordPress. But before web hosting, I would like to talk about domain name. The domain name is the address of your website. There are people type in the browser's bar to visit your website, e.g. www.jitmat.com. A domain name, let's just use this analogy. And I said a good analogy is to think about the domain name as the address of your house, then the web hosting as the actual house that the address points to. All website on the internet has web host and a domain name. Let's assume I live at number 46 Ikorodu Road. Okay, my house is the hosting. My house is my web hosting. Where I live is my web hosting. But if I just tell you I live in Lagos, you might not be able to locate me. Of course, let's say Lagos is the whole internet. Web hosting is the house you live. Then the domain name is your address. So if I tell you I live in Lagos, oh my God, you are going to be confused when you get to anywhere in Lagos. Probably when you get to Bega and they ask you, are you looking for? You tell them the person lives in Lagos. But the moment you ask, okay, where does the person live? And you said the person lives at you said the person lives, if they ask you what is the person's address, and you said the person's address is probably 46 Ikorodu Road. Of course, the driver picking you knows where to face. So that is your domain name. Your domain name is number 46 Ikorodu Road. Now, the house, that number 46 itself is your house. That is where you put your belongings. What makes up of you is you wear a cloth, you wear a shoe, you wear a cap, you wear whatever you are putting on, all of them, you put them in your house. When you get there, when you want to look like this way, okay, today I want to wear a red shirt and a brown shoe and a purple, don't mind my color combination, please. And whatever is it that you want to wear, it is when you get to that house that you pick them and wear them. So that is where your house is. Your house is your hosting, while your domain name is your address. So let's move forward. I don't know if there is any question, or I don't know if I'm communicating, please. If you have any question, you can stop me at any point, because you need to understand this basis before we move to before we'll be able to design a website. Now, I talked about a WordPress. A WordPress is a content management system, a CMS, that is what we call it, that allow you to host and build a website. Now, a CMS is like, now you have your house. Your house is that, let's say you have a door in your house. You have a door, if you have a house and there is nothing inside, then that house cannot exist. That is what a website is. A website is just like something that encapsulates something. A WordPress is something that helps you to package all your documents together. It helps you to put everything you have on your website. It's just a WordPress now is another hosting. It's a hosting, is an example of a hosting, because in hosting we have WordPress, we have Hostinga, we have Bluegate, we have different kind of hosting. But one of the hosting now is WordPress. So WordPress is just like that, your house, that address, that house that I talked about. So we have WordPress. It could be, some people use Hostinga, some people use Bluegate, but the one we want to use on this training, for the purpose of this training, is WordPress. That is why I'm using WordPress. And so I said with WordPress, there are two major categories of WordPress hosting. We have WordPress.org, and then we have WordPress.com. In WordPress.com, I said WordPress.org allow you to take full control in customizing and controlling of your website, but comes with some responsibility like managing the site security and all. Okay, then we as well have WordPress.com. This is an all-in-one package, a total package combined together. Everything have been put together. But for the purpose of this class, we will discuss this. We will not discuss the installation of WordPress, because when you have a website, when you already have a domain name, when you've already have a domain name, you've purchased your domain name, you've purchased your hosting, and you want to install a WordPress, there are modus operandi towards that. But for the purpose of this class, because we have limited time, we will not be able to discuss that. So we are moving forward now to see what a WordPress dashboard looks like. This is what a WordPress dashboard looks like. Okay, on your dashboard, you will have your home, you have the update. This under dashboard is where you have the home and updates. The name of your website will be there if it were to be a website that has been hosted already. You will see the name of the website. Then you have posts. Post is like your blog. You have media. Under media is where all the documents that you uploaded will be your video, could be your pictures, could be your PDF file, it could be your doc file, whatever file you have on your website. They are all on your media. Then we have pages. The number of pages now, it depends the number of pages that you want your website to have. And then that boils down to what you buy from your hosting. There are some hosting websites that have different packages, like some 20 gig, some 50 gig, some depending on what you want to put on your website. But I will advise, probably you want to design a website or you want to design for a client, you need to know what the person have, what the person will be doing. Of course, somebody who wants to be selling a video, somebody who wants to be selling videos on website will be using a website of different size compared to somebody who just wants a website where they can just talk about them. Probably the person is just into he wants to tell the world that, okay, I'm so person, like a portfolio website. A portfolio website will be different from a website where the documents are being kept. Like someone who wants to put video, maybe I run a blog where I talk about video musics, and I want to be uploading those videos to myself. Of course, you can't buy 20 gig website for that person, because because of the HDI, the HD of the quality of the videos that we have now, the space will finish at no time. So all these things, they are there. The appearance will tell you how your website will look like. That is under where you can download your theme and all of that. Then you have plugin, which is part of the key things that we'll be discussing today. We have users, that is user control. It allows you to add, probably you have people you want to add to your website to help you manage it. We have tools, we have settings and all. Now, let me run because of our time. We'll be talking about WordPress plugins. What are plugins? Plugins are computer softwares that adds new functions to a host program without altering the host program itself. That is what a plugin is generally. Now, let's break it. Please, you can unmute your mic if you don't want to ask question yet, please. Thank you. Now, what WordPress plugin is sometime. Now, I want us to talk about WordPress plugin, because we've actually discussed what plugins is generally. There are different plugins. We have Adobe plugins. We have different websites that uses different plugins. We have mockups. We have them for different, depending on what you are doing. If you want to do UI UX design, there are different plugins that serves that purpose. But now let's break it down to WordPress plugin. WordPress plugin is something that adds new functions to your website, or extend existing functionalities on your website. Let's assume you have a website, you want to collect data, just like the way we have. I would have loved to talk about API, but unfortunately, some of us might not be familiar with what API is. So because of that, I would just like to push what a plugin is perfectly. So a plugin is like you already have a house. Now, it's not like your house is not functioning. You have a house, but you want to beautify your house. You have table, you have chairs. Now you now bring in flower to make that house look more beautiful. It's a plugin. Okay, let's assume in your house you used to, every one of us, some of us, if not all, might remember that there was a time where our mommy used to blend pepper with mortar and pestle, but later they introduced this blender. Instead of you doing it manually, finding it difficult to work with it, but then you can just use plugin. Plugin will make the work faster, because this plugin has been designed by some professionals. They have simplified the works in the sense that what you are supposed to work your way around, some people have made it easier by designing these things we call plugin. They are actually they've been built by blocks of codes that makes work easier for you, especially when you are using when it comes to web designing. Now, plugins can make everything for small tweaks to massive changes to your website. There are tons of thousands of plugins on websites. You choose based on your needs. You don't just go online and download all the plugins because you have them available to yourself. You choose the ones that are essential to your website. For someone who wants to design a portfolio website, you're not expected to go and be downloading an e-commerce function, like you are downloading WooCommerce. Downloading WooCommerce plugin for someone who needs a profile, a portfolio website, I think is just a waste of time. It's just like somebody who is having a headache and is going to buy medicine for stomachache. We cannot know that is a waste of time, and the medicine will remain on the table. So how do we find this plugin in WordPress? When you scroll down, you will see under your dashboard, you will see a place where the plugin icon is itself. So once you click on this plugin icon, you will easily locate where your plugin is on your website. And with that, you can move on. Then the moment you click on that icon, the next thing you have is, this is the way your page will look like. Please, you can all follow my mouse. Once you click on it, this is what you have. When you have this page, you click. I will do a real-time practice. I'll show you how we'll be able to get here when I will get to building a website now by ourselves, when we want to demonstrate how we can build a landing page. But I just want us to run through it now. I want us to run it through it fast via the theoretical part. So when you come to this place, you will see a place where there is keyword search plugins. Any plugin you are looking for, some plugins you might not know what they do, but when you go to Google and you ask what a plugin does, you can easily tap into it and then you get through to what the plugin is. Please, in less than 10 minutes, we might have to go on a break as this will be timing out, but don't you worry, I will share the new meeting line again on our WhatsApp group. So you join again and we'll continue the class from there. So we have a countdown of less than 9 minutes now, but I want us to rush through it so that we can finish the practical class before we dive into the, we can finish the theoretical part before we dive into the practical class. So you look for the name of the plugin that you want. So the plugin we will actually be talking about, because that is the plugin we'll be using for the purpose of this tutorial, is Elementor. Elementor, what is an Elementor? An Elementor plugin is ultimately a plugin that has been designed to make this, it's a plugin that has been designed to make designing your website, building a website easier. You will be able to build your website. You have a flow of your website in the sense that it's a drag and drop plugin where you can pick wherever you need, just pick and drop it and edit, then put it into your taste with little knowledge of how the Elementor itself operates. So you'll be able to use it to make your website look a certain way that suits what you want the website to do. And the beautiful thing about it is that the moment you are designing the website, you are seeing the way it looks like. You don't need any third party. Once you are building the website, you can easily preview it and you are seeing it just by the right-hand side or the next tab next to you, the way you want your website to look. And if you even want to preview it, of course, you can live preview it and you'll be seeing what your website will look like. So I said the default WordPress, of course, WordPress itself comes with a way that is this tool that allows you to build on your WordPress. But with this Elementor, it makes it, I said the default WordPress editor, that is what we call WordPress editor, is there on the website, WordPress itself. It's fine for simple blog posts, but it doesn't offer very many design options, and you can't see what your design will really look like until you click and preview the button. Unlike in Elementor, that is not how it is. You can be designing and be seeing it, and it's looking sweet. And if you know you need to make corrections, you need to make changes at any moment, you stop and you do that. That is the work of an Elementor. We have different versions. It is actually one Elementor, but there are different categories. As we have the free version of it, we have the pro version. The pro version is the paid, while the free is limited. There are some things you cannot do with the limited edition, but then it is still good. You still have one or two things that you can enjoy via it. Now I said how to install Elementor plugins. The other time I was showing us here that once you go from your plugin, it will take you here, and when you get there, you search where I'm putting my icon right now by the right hand side here. You type the name Elementor there, and then it will take you boom to where you can download it. I said from the WordPress dashboard, which is there. From the WordPress dashboard, you click on install plugin. From install plugin, on the search type Elementor, you click on the search button, you type Elementor, then click on the plugin, Elementor, you install it, and it automatically goes into your dashboard. Then from there, you have access to it. Let's see, this is a preview of what an Elementor Pro page is. This is on our website now. Then when you click on it, you have access. This is exactly what it's going to look like, where you have different, all these tools by the left-hand side of the screen now that you are seeing. They are the things you use if you need an inner section. If you need an heading, if you need image, if you need text editor, you want to upload a video, you want to put a button, a divider, and every one of it on your website. You are on it already and you are doing it. So that is what how to go about an Elementor. I don't know if you have any question. I have 4 minutes now before we run into the practical class. So if you have any question now, you can just ask, then I will address it. So please, if you have any question, please, you can ask. So we address it once and for all. Any question, please? Okay. I have 2 people raising their hands. Olawale, please, let me have you. While we are waiting for Arewawumi. Olawale, please, you have the floor.
We just like to make an observation. It's not as if I have a question, because the class has been nice and cool. But I would also you to just be patient with things. I mean, you were moving a little bit too fast, for a beginner like us. We just saw you to just calm things down. But it's actually been great, sincerely.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Wali, I really appreciate. I'm so sorry. I just try to manage time. That is it. But I will try to be a bit slower, especially when we get to the practical class. Miss Arewawumi, please, you have the floor.
Sorry, please. I just want to ask, do we have the recorded version? And can it be sent to us?
Okay. I will be, you will be having the recorded version. I have it. It's all recorded, and I will see how every one of us we have. I will see how I will share the link on the WhatsApp group. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Is it Mr. or Miss Bola Amen? Please, I don't know. Maybe it's a man or a woman.
Good morning, sir. It's a man.
Oh, good morning, Mr.
I'm
Bola.
a boy rather. She just said my question. She just said my question now.
All right. All right. Thank you, everyone. Please, we'll meet next now on the WhatsApp group, as I will be creating another group for us to join, please. So please join on the group. Thank you.